Welcome to Headline Hub Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Subic Bay, Philippines, October 8, 2025. The deep blue waters are alive again. The USS John Finn, a U.S. Navy destroyer, slices through the morning mist, a powerful symbol of return. American sailors stand at attention, their white uniforms stark against the green mountains. This is more than a port call, it's a declaration. The U.S. is back in the Philippines, not as a permanent resident, but as a determined partner. Patrol boats move swiftly, military aircraft hum overhead. The urgency is unmistakable. On the docks, Philippine and American officials exchange firm handshakes, their faces serious. This renewed presence is a direct response to China's expanding military footprint in the South China Sea. The alliance between Washington and Manila is being reforged in the face of this challenge. Subic Bay is no longer a relic of the Cold War. It's being reborn as a critical forward operating location. Forklifts move supplies, communication arrays are tested, joint patrols are planned. The message, Subic Bay, is once again a key piece in a complex geopolitical chess game. For young American sailors, this is history in the making. They see a bustling port, a welcoming ally, and the strategic pulse of the Indo-Pacific. This is not just another deployment, it's the front line of a new era of American commitment. The mission stand with the Philippines, deter aggression and keep the South China Sea open for all. The comeback has begun, the world is watching. To understand today's return, we must look back to the early 1990s. The Cold War was ending, and a wave of nationalism swept the Philippines. Many Filipinos wanted to move beyond the shadow of their former colonial ruler. The U.S. bases at Subic Bay and Clark Air Base became symbols of an unequal relationship. The Philippine Senate's historic 1991 vote ended the treaty allowing U.S. bases to remain, a bold assertion of sovereignty. Then, Mount Pinatubo erupted, burying Clark Air Base in ash and damaging Subic Bay. Political will and natural disaster sealed the fate of the American presence. In 1992, the Americans left. The U.S. flag was lowered, the Philippine flag raised. It was a moment of national pride, but also uncertainty about security and the local economy. Subic Bay was transformed into a free port zone, a hub for shipping, manufacturing, and tourism. The military chapter seemed closed for good. The focus shifted to commerce, not conflict. The U.S. security umbrella was gone, but in the calm of the 1990s, it seemed a risk worth taking. Few could have predicted the dramatic shifts soon to come in the South China Sea. The story of Subic Bay was far from over. History, as always, had other plans. The stage was set for a new era. The post-Cold War calm didn't last. China's economic and military power surged in the 21st century. Beijing asserted dominance in the South China Sea, publishing its 9-dash line and clashing with neighbors. China built artificial islands and military bases within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Filipino fishermen faced harassment. Confrontations became routine. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled for the Philippines, but China ignored it. The threat was no longer theoretical. It was real, daily, and close to home. The Philippine Navy was outmatched. Diplomatic protests fell flat. The need for a stronger defense and reliable allies became urgent. The U.S., bound by a mutual defense treaty and its own interests, was the natural choice. China's actions pushed Manila and Washington back together. Subic Bay's quiet docks began to look strategic once more. The tides had shifted, and so had alliances. The foundation for the U.S. return was laid with the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, signed in 2014. EDCA allows the U.S. to use Philippine bases on a rotational basis, respecting Philippine sovereignty. In 2023, President Marcos Jr. and the U.S. expanded EDC to 9 sites, signaling a stronger alliance. New locations were chosen for strategic value, 3 near Taiwan, 1 near the South China Sea. The U.S. invests in infrastructure runways, storage, housing for rotational troops. These upgrades directly benefit the armed forces of the Philippines. For the U.S., it means a network of forward locations for rapid response. EDCA is a modern, flexible approach. No permanent bases, just enhanced cooperation. The goal: deter aggression, modernize defense, and increase interoperability. It's a 21st century solution for 21st century challenges. Subic Bay is the crown jewel among EDCA sites. Its deep water port, protected from typhoons, offers direct access to the South China Sea. From here, naval forces can reach contested areas in just over a day, a game-changer for response times. The bay's world-class shipyard and airfield, once commercial, can be quickly adapted for military use. The U.S.-owned Subic shipyard now services the largest Navy vessels, including carriers. For U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, Subic anchors the American presence in Southeast Asia. It enables persistent surveillance, joint patrols, and rapid support for allies. Subic's reactivation is a powerful symbol, from colonial outpost to independent hub, and now, a modern partnership. Its deep harbor is ready for the next generation of naval power. Subic Bay is securing the future of a free and open Indo-Pacific. The renewed partnership goes beyond ship visits and drills. The U.S. and Philippines are planning joint manufacturing of military equipment, including a major ammunition production hub. Co-production of artillery shells will create a secure, resilient supply chain, reducing reliance on long Pacific supply lines. For the U.S., it disperses the defense industrial base. For the Philippines, it's a leap forward for its defense industry. The plan brings technology transfer, skilled jobs, and economic growth. Most importantly, it gives the Philippines a reliable domestic source of ammunition. The ammunition hub is a tangible sign of a deeper, more integrated alliance. The Philippines could become a key supplier for regional allies. Forging artillery shells here is forging a stronger, more resilient partnership. The U.S. presence brings economic and military benefits for both nations. Upgrading EDCA sites injects millions into local communities, creating jobs and boosting businesses. U.S. troops stimulate local economies, from restaurants to transport. Joint exercises like Balikatan improve the AFP's skills and interoperability with advanced U.S. technology. Access to U.S. intelligence and pre-positioned equipment enhances the Philippines' resilience to disasters and threats. For the U.S., EDCA sites provide a distributed network that complicates adversary planning and enhances deterrence. Operating from the Philippines saves time and resources, ensuring a persistent presence in the South China Sea. The alliance strengthens America's Indo-Pacific partnerships and reassures regional allies. A strong U.S.-Philippines relationship signals commitment to a rules-based order. The benefits extend beyond the bilateral relationship, stabilizing the entire Indo-Pacific. This partnership is about more than defense. It's about prosperity and security for the region. Together, they're building a safer future. The return of U.S. forces isn't without critics or risks. Some Filipinos fear the expanded U.S. presence makes the country a target in a U.S.-China conflict. Memories of past problems, crime, environmental damage, sovereignty issues still linger. Activists demand strict oversight to prevent harm to local communities. Geopolitically, some warn the U.S. return could escalate tensions with China, triggering a more aggressive response. Beijing condemns the expanded EDCA, accusing the U.S. of encirclement. The risk deterrence could become provocation, fueling an arms race. Manila and Washington must balance strengthening their alliance with avoiding unnecessary conflict. The partnership's success depends on managing risks, respecting sovereignty, and maintaining public support. The path forward is challenging, requiring constant diplomacy. The stakes are high, but so are the rewards. Today, the USS John Finn in Subic Bay bridges past, present, and future. The bay's history is one of complex, enduring partnership. The 1992 departure wasn't the end, just a chapter. Now, urgency and modern threats drive the renewed alliance. Subic Bay is poised to anchor regional stability for decades. Joint production, infrastructure upgrades, and rotating forces are long-term investments. The goal: defend Philippine sovereignty and keep Indo-Pacific sea lanes open. Subic's comeback is a symbol of an alliance reborn for a new era. As the sun sets over the bay, American and Philippine vessels stand side by side. History brought them together, and a shared vision for security keeps them united for whatever comes next.